Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Boredom Busters with Lincoln Children's Museum. Today is International Nurses Day. So we have been thinking about nurses, and also May is National Physical Fitness Month. So we've been thinking about our bodies. Now today I have a couple of fun crafts so that you can pretend to be a nurse, but we're also going to learn a little bit about what nurses do. So for our recommendations today, our video recommendation is from the series about kids' dream jobs. So in this one, this child imagines what it would be like to be a nurse when they grow up. Now, our book recommendation today is actually the first one in a series by Dr. Charmaine Lawson, NP. Now, she, the author, is actually a nurse practitioner. That's what the NP means. And she wrote this book, and the rest of them in the series, about this little girl who her mom is a nurse. So she knows all about what it means to be a nurse, and in this series, she learns even more. Now, we also are is called Nurses Making a Difference. It's a pretty fun little song. So while we're thinking about nurses, what do nurses actually do? Because we say, oh, we're going to go to the doctor's office. But is the doctor the only person that you see when you go to the doctor's office? In fact, a lot of the work at the doctor's office and the hospital is done by nurses. And nurses, though they usually don't have to go to school for quite as long as doctors, it depends, but they can go to school to become a nurse. It can take a year of really intense training, or some people will go to school to be a nurse for much longer, maybe 4 years or more. Though nurses have a lot of knowledge, and they are there to help you get better and to help the doctors do their jobs as well. But really, a doctor's office without nurses just wouldn't work. Now, is there anybody in your family who is a nurse? Or maybe someone in your neighborhood is a nurse? Now, today is the day. Of course, every day they're important, but today is their special day. So make sure that you thank a nurse that you know. Now, for our printable today, and this is one you can easily do on your screen, we have some pictures on this side of the page, and they are things that might happen to you. You might need to have your blood pressure taken. You might skin your knee. You might get a cold or a flu, or you might even break a bone. Now, these are all things that nurses can help with. So Kazoo needs to learn, so you need to teach Kazoo which items over here you might need in these situations. And can you think of other times when you might need to have a nurse come and take a look at you? And what would the nurse need to do in those situations? Now, I would like to remind everybody about our community, #HeartfeltRewards. So if you ever see a post that we post that has this hashtag, #HeartfeltRewards, go ahead, repost it, tag a friend, and make a comment about the things that are heartfelt. Now, for more information, please take a look at our Facebook page and our website, www.lincolnchildrensmuseum.org, for more information on Comenity. Now, for our activities, let's get started. Over here, we have one craft, and we are going to make a little nurse's hat. Now, nurses these days don't always wear these fun hats, but it is an image that everybody recognizes. So for this project, you'll need red and blue, and I'm going to use construction paper, but you can also use felt. You could probably even use markers. Now, I also have some pink ribbon. You can use any kind of string, or you can use pipe cleaners, scissors, glue, a hole punch, a paper plate, and of course, if you would like some sparkly things on there, go ahead. I found these adhesive gems so they will stick without any extra glue. So to make this hat, take your paper plate and fold it in half. And that helps give it a little bit more body. You can definitely cut it if you would like, but there it is. There is the front of your nurse's hat. Now you're going to need to punch some holes in the sides here. Let's see, let's get that in there. It can be a little bit tricky with this thicker plate, especially with the double layer. Let's see, that is tricky to get that double layer. So I am going to do it one plate at a time. There's one, and the other. Oh. And then the other side over here, mark out that spot. Now we are going to put on a red cross on the front of this nurse's hat. That is a very traditional symbol of nursing, is that red cross. All right. Now we need to take our string, whatever string you've chosen to use, and this is what we're going to use to tie that hat on later on. Here we see. I'm going to make it a little extra longer so that there's some room to tie it. Just thread it through those holes that you made with the hole puncher. And I like doing it this way, where I'm going to make a knot right here so that both the strings are coming out the end. And then I'm going to tie a little knot in the end over here too. We're going to do that on the other side as well. And this comes from a blog post, and it's a pretty fun activity. So you could take a look, click through, see what else. There's a lot of fun little activities to do. All right. So now I've got that one on there. We can get the decorations done. So we need, for this nurse's hat, we're going to need a red cross right in the middle. So I'm just going to cut some red construction paper. All right, there we go. And I think that these will fit. Maybe we'll trim them down just a little bit. All right, now I'm going to put some glue stick on there. There's the up and down. And now the nurse's red cross is, all of the sides of it are equal length. So it's more like a plus sign. So instead of putting that up there where you might be used to seeing it, we're going to put it right in the middle. All right. Now we need a blue stripe to go across the top. So I'm going to cut a strip this way. And I think I'm probably going to glue it down and then trim the edges so that it matches the round edge of that paper plate. Now, there's my blue strip. Get some glue on there. Put it right across the top. And now you see I can take my scissors and trim it for a perfect fit. And this is where the fun bling comes in here. I will take a couple of these little gems and make it sparkly, because who doesn't love something to be sparkly? There you go. And now all you have to do is tie it around your head like that. And now you have your own little nurse's hat. All right, now another important thing, actually more important than the hat really, is all of the tools that a nurse needs to do their job. So we are going to come over here and we're going to make a little bag for the nurse. Now with this you can use real supplies like real Band-Aids, or you can make some out of paper if you don't want to use real Band-Aids. Now you need black construction paper, and the size that you have just depends on the size that your bag will be. So I'm making a pretty big one here. I'm folding my big piece in half. If you'd like a big one, but you don't have big paper, you can just take 2 small papers and tape them together. So here we have this, and I'm going to cut it. I think I would like my bag to be about this big. And now I can use this extra scrap here to make some handles. We need some handles on that bag, definitely. All right, so that's going to make a little curved edge there. All right, and since that was doubled up, I have 2 of them and they're exactly the same. Now I need to cut this handle here. Now, if you have black craft foam, that would probably make it last a little longer. And you know, who even says that it has to be black? I'm sure that you could get creative with that. All right, now we need to tape these handles on. And you can use tape or you can use glue. I'm going to use tape because it's just a little bit quicker and pretty sturdy. So I'm going to put my tape on my little ends there and tape that down. All right, there's one handle. And now let's get that other handle on here. And again, we're going to make a red cross for the nurse's symbol. There we go, lined up, perfect. But since it's on a black bag, we're actually going to start by making a white circle. So I'm pretty good at cutting out a circle by hand, but you can definitely trace around a bowl or a mug to get your nice circle. I just have many years of practice of cutting circles out of paper. All right, there we go. I'm happy with that. And I'm going to use a little bit of glue on this. Let's see. And we're going to need to get that red cross on there too. All right. So there is all nice and gluey. I'm going to put that right in the middle of my nurse's bag. And now we need to make that red cross. So here's some red paper, and I'm going to cut a strip here. Let's see, cut another strip. Now this one, we want it to be nice and centered in that white circle. Let's see, how long should they be? I think that is going to be the right size right there. All right, a little bit of glue, And of course you can use glue stick too. I just happen to have the white glue handy over here. And there is our red cross on there. Now if you'd like to write on here, white crayon, white pencil, and I'm going to write my name on here. So I'm going to write Nurse Greta. N-U-R-S, Nurse Greta. Normally I'm Ms. Greta, but today I am going to pretend to be a nurse. There is my nurse's bag, but it's empty. So what are some things that nurses should always have with them? Well, when a nurse looks at your throat, if you have a sore throat or if you're just going in for a checkup, they're going to use a tongue depressor. Now I'm going to, let's see, I think I'm going to use glue for this. All right, and we're gonna just put that in here. Now for Band-Aids, because nurses always have Band-Aids, you can use real Band-Aids or you can cut some out of paper. Now I'm going to color it first so I don't have to worry about staying inside the lines. But Band-Aids are usually this peachish color. So there's the peachish area. But something that is pretty unique about Band-Aids, because right now that could be a tongue depressor, couldn't it? Band-Aids, they have that little pad area in the middle. Let's see. So I'm going to use a light brown colored pencil. And then they also have little ventilation dots in them, little holes in them so that your skin can breathe. So there is my drawing of a Band-Aid. And I will cut this out and then glue it into my case. Now, what else might nurses need to have? Well, I know that nurses sometimes need to use cotton swabs. So I'm going to put some cotton swabs in as well. See, there's a little Band-Aid. Now, cotton swabs, here we go. Now these ones, I am definitely taping these down. I just can't figure out a way to glue them down in a way that they will stay. So there are some cotton swabs. Let's see, what about cotton balls? Have you ever had to get a shot or have blood drawn? Oh, nurses need cotton balls. I'm gonna put that cotton ball on this side. And now for this, gluing down the cotton ball, white glue is definitely the easiest in my experience. So there's that. Let's see. What else could we put in? You know, there's always gauze and lots of other things like that. I didn't bring any. So I am going to use one real Band-Aid. Now make sure you ask if there are real Band-Aids that you can use for this. All right, and there's a real Band-Aid. Look, there's that little pad in the middle and the little holes for ventilation so your skin can breathe. And now you can pretend to be a nurse. Don't forget to wear your nurse's hat while you carry around your nurse's bag. Now I brought this one out. This is my mask. This is one that I wear when I go out and about right now. Now nurses pretty much have always had to wear masks. And these days, we all wear masks. And the reason that we're wearing masks right now is to help stop the virus from spreading around and making more people sick. Well, nurses always wear masks because they are always in the hospitals and in the doctor's offices where people are sick, no matter what. So make sure that you're wearing your mask, help out those nurses, and wear your mask when you go out. Now, I just don't wear my mask when I'm filming these so that you can hear me a little bit better. But make sure you're wearing your mask and make sure to thank a nurse today. Hopefully there's one in your family or in your neighborhood that you can thank. Maybe make them a card. All right, now, I do have a silly joke for today, Miss Katie.
Yes, Miss Greta?
Now, why did the nurse carry a red marker pen at work?
I don't know, why?
In case they needed to draw blood. Because of course, when you need to have your blood tested, the nurse will take the blood out of your body, and what they call that is drawing blood. But you can also draw a picture of blood with a red marker pen. And I hope everyone has been enjoying Read Aloud Lincoln's story times. Make sure to check out their Facebook page, Read Aloud Lincoln, for their schedule of when all of your favorite librarians will be reading you a story. And I hope to see you all tomorrow for the next day of Physical Fitness and Nurses Week.